Man, never thought I'd see the day where I'll be grabbing this tensioner and this timing chain kit that's been sitting here for a year and a half in my vehicle. But guys, I think it's time to get this set up. And if you want to know why, or if you need to change yours, just watch this entire video. You'll find out all about it. What's going on YouTube? It's Bruce with Bruce Custom Motors. Welcome to another video. Okay, so guys, as you can see in the title, this video is going to be about checking your vehicle for timing chain stretch. I know back in the days, the biggest thing was the tensioner. However, Audi has revised the tensioner all the way up to, I believe, F to ensure that the tensioner did not fail. So ideally what would happen is when the tensioner would fail, your chain would skip, your chain would lose its space, and as a result, your pistons, your valves, and your lifters will go all crazy because it wouldn't be in sync with the entire engine. The biggest things that happens to a lot of cars now is, believe it or not, timing chain stretch. So what is timing chain stretch? Over time, your chain stretches. So what happens when it stretches? When it stretches, you can potentially get the same effect as your chain skipping. And that just means that your engine is not in sync. So with your engine not being in sync, you won't get the best performance out your engine. And you could potentially run into some engine issues. So from researching, I found out from researching and speaking with a lot of Audi techs at the dealership, licensed Audi techs, I've come up with a great way for you to figure out if your car timing chain is on the way out the door, or if you can run into potential catastrophe in your engine that can cost you a lot of money. And this way is going to be without you having to actually take your engine apart to find out if your timing chain is where it needs to be, or if it's stretched too much. That can potentially lead to you skipping a tooth on your actual chain, which will cause your car not to run properly. And for the individuals out there, if I'm speaking a little too techie for you, basically, let's say you got a bicycle chain and you have the chain on each tooth and you're switching gears on that bicycle. So you remember back in the days when you would ride that bike, and when you missed a tooth, your entire chain would come off the bike and then you have to put it back on. Well, the same thing happens with cars. With it not being synced and every tooth being in place, you won't get the best performance. So you won't be able to push that bike. You won't be able to push that car. Normally, when you would go to a mechanic, they would take your timing chain cover off, valve cover, take off your front bumper. So it could be a really serious job or cost a lot of money just to check to see if your timing chain is where it needs to be. You definitely don't want to change your timing chain if you don't need to, because you could have a perfectly good timing chain. It's not something you want to spend money on if you don't need it, because you won't notice a difference in performance. So I'm going to show you step by step how you can find out if your car timing chain is stretched or not. So here we go. What you do, you can use OBD11 or you can use VAG or whatever software that you have, or whatever scanning software you have. And for those who don't know, I have a video at the top just showing you what OBD11 is. It's right there in the link at the top. OBD11 or VAG, they just both have two different interfaces. So I'm using OBD11 and I'm using the Android application. The one on the iOS, iPhones has a different interface because it's with the OBD2. So you just press connect. So once you press connect, you just want to just pick your device. I'm going to pick OBD11 too. Okay. So while that's just loading up, it's going to connect. So once it connects, what you're going to do is you're going to come right over here to this 3-bar menu, which will give you your different functions and parameters in your engine. So I'm going to press that. So once you press that, I'm just going to press cancel. Don't need any of that. Once you press that, you're going to come right over here to engine. Once you go to engine, you're going to come right over here and you're going to go to live data. So you click on live data. So once you click on live data, this is, of course, is going to be all of the live data that your car is going to have. So I'm just gonna kind of scroll through, just showing you guys all the different things they have. So what you're gonna be looking for is Camshaft Adaptation Intake Bank 1 Phase Position. Now you can type in the code. For some vehicles, the code is 93. There's shortcut keys to get to anything you want. If you like a really super mechanic-y, techy person, I'm sure you know all the shortcuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on Camshaft Adaptation Intake Bank 1. So once I click on that, I'm gonna press OK. All right, so once I click on that, it's going to show 0 degrees. Now it's showing 0 degrees because my car is off. So what you're going to be looking for is anything +5 or -5, you're in the parameters of your chain not being stretched or being where it needs to be. However, there were some people at 4.8 who claimed they had issues. There's always going to be that small pocket of people. And there's some people who made it up to 6 without any issues. But you know, like I said, this is definitely a sign that your chain needs to be realigned or readjusted. For example, it's supposed to be at 0 degrees, but nothing is perfect. So of course you're going to be above 0 or under 0 just through the wear and tear in your engine. But ideally a brand new car would be at a zero with 0 miles. But over time, everything stretches, everything, you know, gets out of place, which is why you do, you know, your yearly maintenance on your vehicle. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to start my car, and we're going to see if I need to put in my timing chain kit. I haven't put my timing chain kit in because my engine is running really good, really strong, but we're going to see if I need a new timing chain kit. So in order to do this, you have to start your car. And if your car is cold, you're going to need your car to warm up a little bit on the idle. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. So it's going to just kick in. So as you guys can see, I'm at -5.84. So if I was at +5.84 or -5.84, I'm pretty much above the standard. The standard is -5 and the standard is +5. And this is information given from 5 Audi technicians. This is recommended by Audi. These are, you know, people who work on Audi. So it's time for me to change my timing chain. So that might be another video. But yeah, I just wanted to share this information with you guys. This is a good way to find out if your chain is stretched or you're leaning towards needing to update your timing chain without having to take your entire engine apart. Hope this helped. I definitely recommend, like I said a million times, getting the OBD11. You can get one for like 60 bucks and it can show you so much with your vehicle and give you complete control of your vehicle. So yeah, comment if you guys are interested in any other videos. Thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. You guys have a beautiful day. And just for a side note, guys, when you're doing your timing chain, you will need a toolkit specifically designated to remove your timing chain, and that's if you're doing a DIY, or if it's not an Audi technician, they won't have this kit available. So you would probably have to order one. And these are just things to keep the camshaft in place and keep parts in place when you're actually installing the kit. Just letting you guys know that, but all Audi technicians would know about this. But if you're doing a DIY, you know, just letting you guys know. So yeah, it's gonna be time for me to go ahead and put this in my car. I just want to share this information with you. And as you guys can see, hey, I'm not fronting. My car is, the chain is stretched a little bit. So this is why my car is still alive, and this is why my car is still strong, because I take the necessary steps and precautions to ensure that nothing happens to my vehicle. A lot of times when you hear people saying their engine blew if it was failed, you know, and don't get me wrong, Audi have had their challenges, but I'm just speaking, if you are someone doing maintenance, if you are someone with an Audi, it's when they don't do the follow-up and the maintenance on their vehicle. There's some things that are impossible, you know, some recalls you can't help, but just in general. So yeah, guys, I want to show you guys what you would need.